Hello, we are live on session 2 of the Realign and Find Your Flow challenge, and I'm super excited. I've got to keep my voice down a little bit. The kids have literally just gone to bed and they're not too far away, but I do get hyped up about this stuff. And I just want to say massive thank you to those of you that tuned in last night. Not only that you tuned in, but you actually sat and did the visualization, and the messages that you sent that adjust everything. Though I still get a bit nervous at times about doing these lives. I really want to deliver valuable content to you guys. So to get messages from you is absolutely everything. So do say hello as you're coming on in so I can see who's there. And if you did watch the visualization and did the visualization last night, just hit on the heart button as well. So again, that I can see that you did it. Hey Kim, we've got Jade, we've got Catherine coming in. Fantastic. I'm so glad. Honestly, I love that stuff, and I'm going to get the recording out to you so that you can keep on using it. I know there are also people who were like, oh, I struggle to coming in and out of it and losing focus, and that is absolutely completely normal. And again, it's a practice. The more you do it, the deeper you can get with it, and the more connection you can get with it. And also just congratulate yourself for even doing it, because there is so many people out there who will not do this work, who will not even bother to attempt to address their mindset. But mindset is absolutely it's everything. It changes your whole outlook on life. Hey guys, hello, and how you deal with life. So the purpose of tonight's session is about rewiring our future. So, rewriting our future, because we're going to be touching on journaling. It is one of my favourite topics. And actually today, I've just been up in the attic today. I was pulling out some of my old journals and I went to find them. I could only find these. These are some of my first ones. I know I've got some older ones than this. The oldest one I could find here is back from 2016, but I think there was one from late 2015. And this is just to show you guys I don't just talk about this, I actually do it. That is 6 months worth. And I can honestly say, I think this practice in itself has completely changed my life monumentally. I don't say that lightly. For all the things that I've gone through over the past couple of years, and moving out to France and all the shit that hit the fan and went completely wrong, I honestly think I could have had a little bit of I forgot my brew, gonna nip back in and get it. Everybody can read that, Yeah, there's been a whole load of shit that's hit the fan along the way. And I think the power of journaling has allowed me to not be completely derailed. If anything, it's only allowed me to grow and to develop even further. And it's not just me, the people that I work with are just a testament to how powerful this tool is. So many of the guys have said it is like their own personal type of therapy. It really allows you to start to deal with anything of the things that life shows up for us, because we can have these big dreams and goals, but inevitably there's going to be times when shit hits the fan, and you need to be able to deal with that. And it's about being able to respond to it in an effective way, rather than just lashing out and reacting to it in a reactive way, which really doesn't help us to move towards our goals. In fact, it probably brings us further away. Hello, more people coming on in. Awesome. So well done to you guys who are willing to delve into this. So I could really, it's such a varied topic on the practice of journaling, and there are tons of different ways to do it. And when I started doing it, I didn't have any guide, I didn't have anyone say this is the way to do it. So what I'm going to share with you tonight is just a snippet really of what I practice myself on a daily basis. It's a snippet of what I teach within my coaching programs, but I wanted to really give you the value that you could start doing it today, tomorrow, and start to implement it as a practice. And again, start small with it, be really simple with it, but use the steps that I'm going to teach with you tonight. And this is all I do. Just get a plain lined notebook. I got this one little personalised one. I got this off, not on the high street, but just something that's nice that you're going to enjoy writing. And I actually like this notes on life, slightly wider one, because that was really great because you can just fit more in. I started maybe just writing a little bit. Now I tend to write a lot, and I've really expanded on this practice. So it seems so simple, but honestly, do not underestimate the power of putting pen to paper, because when we are caught up in life, we are caught up in our emotions, we're caught up in everything that goes on. I mean, how many times have you had a situation when maybe you've had an argument with someone and you keep playing that argument and it goes over and over and over, and every time you play it over you get a little bit more pissed off with them about it, and it actually doesn't bring you to any resolve. It doesn't, you're just going around and round and round. So the purpose of putting your pen to paper is to get it out of your head, and instead of having this kind of emotional charge going on and on and on and intensifying, you can actually start to look at it objectively and like say, okay, what happened here? Why am I triggered like this? Why does this feel so intense? And then more importantly, what can I do about it? So there are so many different ways that we can start to use it. But the way that I really wanted to go into it tonight is for you to use it from our dream life. And if you haven't already seen video number 1, you're going to check out video number 1 first. So scroll back down, maybe go away and go and check out number 1, and then come back and check out this video afterwards. Because if you've got that piece of paper that I asked you to write down on, if you've got that handy, that's going to be really useful. So what I wanted to do for this is about you being realigned, being focused towards the end of your year. So we're going to use what we created in that dream life vision yesterday and start to pull that into our reality in the here and now, because that's what we want, right? We want to be moving towards the end of the year, feeling on fire, feeling on form, with that feel good. Do you remember, if you took yourself back to yesterday, the feelings that you got when you were in that visualization, those feelings of confidence, those feelings of, you know, made it. That's what we want to be able to transform ourselves into energetically when we're setting ourselves up into the everyday, into the here and now. And that's what we want to do. We want to pull the energy from that awesome visualization, ground it into today, and start to ask yourself, right, how can I start to pull this into my life right here, right now? Because it's not always about the end goal. We've got to enjoy the journey along the way. So this is what this is going to help you to do. I do this first thing in the morning, so I do it in line with my visualization. Like I say, I'm a huge fan of a morning routine, and if you want to nail down your morning routine, it's something that I definitely recommend, because again, it's been a freaking game changer for me. So yeah, I want you to grab your piece of paper. Just take a moment. We're just going to take a breath here. So slow it down, breathe. I can feel myself getting all excited about when I start to think about this stuff. So just take yourself back for a moment. Just close your eyes if you need to, and just sort of recap, or if you've got your dream life map, you've got those bullet points written down, just start to cast your mind over the things that came up for you. Notice the feelings that were there, the emotions that were there, the physical things that were there, the people were there. And allow yourself to just soak into that feeling again, because it is really all about the energy that we feel around our intentions that bring the power for us to step forward into our day around that. And then as we're going to start to, because this is really about rewiring your neural connections, so that it doesn't just come from words that we write down. It's got to come from that energetic feeling, which is why I'm trying to get you to tap into that again. So I'm just going to shut for a minute, just take a few deep breaths. I'm just going to allow you to come back into that feeling. And I hope you've got a pen and paper handy again. So the power of this comes from the power of the questions that you ask yourself. And that's really what journaling is. It's allowing yourself to tap into your own intuition, your own gut feeling. And this is a reminder that we have the power already within us. A lot of the times when we are feeling conflicted with stuff, and we'll ask people's advice and we'll look for suggestions and questions, but often when we come onto the inside, you can't really make a wrong choice, because when it's come from within you, that's really the only choice that matters. And this is what the journaling process is about. It's about going within and going with inside. So I'm going to give you a series now of questions that we're going to work through. So if you work through it as we're going down, write your notes down. You know, it's easy to say, oh, I'll do it later. But You might not do it, so let's do it in the here and now. Grab that pen and paper. Oh, I got a lot of people on tonight. Awesome, awesome. So, as we've reconnected with that vision from yesterday, hey, connected with a feeling, the first question that I want to ask yourself is, what is it that I want? Not is it what I want. You're asking yourself this question. So that would be your number one question on your journaling, because what I'm going to guide you through is a format that I use to work through a series of questions to help me set off the day with a real good intention, with that feel good. You know, when you have those days when you're like, yes, I was on fire today. That's what we want to have. Oh, not every day always turns out like that, but if we start the day with the best intention, you've got a better chance of having a freaking awesome day. So what I will do is I will write this out in the morning, and it sets me up for my focus throughout the day. So the first question is, what is it I want? So write it out. Be specific. Be as clear as you possibly can. And remember that this is kind of writing out what came up for you in that dream life vision yesterday, and particularly the things that felt like a priority for you. There are no limits. You can go big as you want. You can go crazy as you want. You can go as unrealistic as you want. If you, like I said yesterday, I like to go big with mine. And go for as long as you want. You can write as many different things down. You know, there are rules about this. So start jotting those things down. What is it that you want, that you desire to call into your life right now? And write it out as if it's already done. So it could be, I earn £50,000 a year. I am strong and lean. My body feels amazing. I live in the most amazing house in the mountains. I do live in an amazing house in the mountains. It will be amazing one day. I love going on amazing holidays every year to amazing places. I love giving back and helping charities. I love helping clients create amazing transformations in their lives. So think about what it was for you. What is it that you want, that you really can get fired up and excited about achieving and experiencing in your life? So that is number one. And you can always come back to this. And if you've got any questions along the way, do post them in. I'm checking as we're going. I can't see any so far. Husband didn't come back in for his cup of tea though. Or was he lying? Might have been lying. Number 2 is the why. Like, we talk about the why so often, and people will just be like, especially if it's a body goal, we can often go into like some surface reason of the why. But again, what I talked about at the beginning, this is about having an emotional and energetic connection to these desires, and not just saying I want it for the sake of wanting it. Like, what is the real deeper reasons why? Connect to the emotion. Why is it important to you? What's going to be the driving force behind you going after this? Because it's not just going to be enough to say, oh, I want something, because you know, there's going to be times when it gets hard, when it gets tough, when the going gets tough. Sometimes you're going to want to give up. So really connect to that. And for me personally, my goals are often centered around financial goals, and in the past that's really what's driven me. It's always been like a number. And I've noticed recently, as things with finances have started to shift again for the positive, which has been great, because since I moved out to France, I've kind of like really started everything from absolute scratch, like from having nothing to now having my fit camps that are fully booked, my personal training that's fully booked, coaching is just going amazing. Like, things are going well so far, but I've shifted the monetary target to more. It's not really about the money. Like, I could live on what money we have right now and be completely and have an amazing life. For me, it's now shifting into that feeling, that energy of like actually wanting to help people. Like, I love nothing more than when I get a message or an email from someone and they're just like, I can't believe how things have changed for me. And that is really what's important for me. So linked to that reason why is it that you want that thing? So that's number 2. So number 1 is, what is it you want? Number 2, and going as deep, you know, write notes here now, you can always expand on it afterwards. Number 2 is the why. Number 3 is about becoming a little bit obsessed. And I don't mean that in a weird way, but the people who get their goals and their desires are the people who get a little bit obsessive about it. And the way that I like to get obsessive about it is that thing that I've just written down, the why. I write that in my journal every morning. I remind myself each and every day what it is that I want. What is it that I'm striving for? What is it that I'm getting up in the morning and going out and doing the work for? So be obsessed about it and remind yourself of it every single day, and write these things down. You can change them from day to day. Some days you might want something different in there, but this is a process that you would write down in your journal every single day. The what, the why, we don't really, the 3 is not to write down again. The 3 is to become obsessed about it. Number 4 is act as if. So this is a question that you can write down. And this is acting as if you fully trust and have complete faith that everything that you've written down on that list was going to come into your life. Then you ask yourself the question, if I was already living this reality, I would ... You fill in the blank on that. Does that make sense? So if I could absolutely knew and put all my faith that all of these dreams and desires were going to come into my reality, I would act as if ... So just to put some examples, so for some clarity on that, think back to your dream life visualization, and when I talked about how you were showing up, what were the things that you were doing? So if it's maybe a fitness goal that is important to you, you were showing up and doing those workouts that you love doing. You were enjoying eating healthy, amazing food. So in that example, it would be, I would be doing an amazing workout every single day, or doing it according to my schedule. I would be checking in with my accountability partner. Write out the things that best version of you would be doing on a day-to-day basis. To have the things that you had in that made it dream life visualization, I would be doing ... Does that make sense? Is that clear enough? If you've got questions on that, let me know. But so I would be showing up as my most confident self, would be an example. I would be reaching out and connecting with people. I know there's people who've got relationship goals or business goals. It takes you to step into a new level of being you, that most confident, most vibrant, most attractive. I don't mean attractive looking, I mean attractive in terms of energetics. I would be challenging myself too. I would be getting excited about. So these are all things that you can start to tap into. So that's number 4, acting as if is the prompt, acting as if you fully trust and complete faith in that this was your reality. If I was already living this reality, I would, and write out the statements of the things that you would be doing in on a day-to-day basis in that dream life. And then part number 5 is aligned action. So keeping in mind what we've just written down about the things that you would be doing, what 3 things could I do today that would help me move towards that goal in a way that feels good? And that's important. It's like, if you start to write down the things that you just fill your heart with dread, then that's kind of counterproductive. So part of this is about being fun. It's being exciting. We want to be excited by life. If we're going to go out and get these goals, it's got to have that level of being pulled towards the goal. And I talked about this the other day. We want to be pulled towards our goal rather than being like, oh, I've got to go and do that thing because I feel like I should be doing it. It just causes stress and dread. That's not going to work. We want to feel pulled. We want to feel excited. We want to feel like, yes, I'm going for this. So, aligned action. What 3 things could I do today that would help me move towards that goal in a way that feels good? Write down those 3 things. And then here's the key part. Go and do those 3 things. They could be tiny, tiny little things. They could be something big, then bold and brave. It's about these little steps, and that's what it is. It's not an overnight, like tomorrow we've gone and got those goals. If you wake up every day with intention of doing just 3 things, just 3 little things that are going to help you to move closer towards that dream life that we're working towards, we start living it in the here and now by taking those 3 action steps. And remember, the key point on that is that they feel good. What 3 things could I do today that would feel good, like I would feel accomplished, I would feel proud of myself, I would feel like it was progress and that it excites me to move forward towards. And then the final one, number 6, is to have a power mantra. God, the girl loves a power mantra. So affirmations, whatever you want, it's something that's going to give you that, come on girl, go get it. So I love I love a power mantra. And it's really powerful if you can say it to yourself in the mirror in the morning. Look yourself in the eyes, directly in the eyes, and say that thing to yourself. And anytime you feel like you're having a wobble, or you just think, oh, I don't know if I can, you just say that power mantra to yourself, and you say it out loud. So they can be anything. Like, some can be, you know, if you just clicked and typed in affirmations for confidence, or affirmations for positivity, or whatever it is that you are wanting to feel, then you will get tons and tons. But really, you know, read through them and find the ones that connect with you. I've always used I am loved, I am safe, I am enough are ones that have been powerful for me, particularly the I am enough one. That's something that's been a struggle for me personally, so that has always worked. But I just put a few examples down. You can be fun with it. Like, I am an unstoppable badass, I can do anything I put my mind to. One that I've said to myself is like, I am a badass mother, and I can and I will. You know, just something so ridiculous is just to remind yourself just how powerful you are. I am enough. Every day I'm getting better and better. I have the power to create how my life turns out. Have a list of power mantras. And these are all tools that I've now put into the coaching program. So every week I'm posting power mantras, I'm posting journaling prompts, I'm posting coaching. We're doing live coaching every single week in the group. So this stuff is just what I pack into my coaching work, because I absolutely freaking love it. And I get that if you're new to this, it can all be a little like, oh, don't really know where to start. So just use those tips that I've given you tonight. So just to recap on those. So the first one was, what is that thing? So you're going to start to use this as a daily practice. Things that you are, I'm just checking in on my time because I don't like to go over 30 minutes. To start to develop this as a daily practice. So when you get up in the morning, I always get my guys to work into a morning routine. So it might mean that you have to start getting up just like 10 minutes earlier. I progressively over time have got up earlier and earlier, and I don't like to scare people with the time that I get up, but I like to have this time in the morning before my kids and chaos breaks loose, to have this time to set myself from a place of calm, place of focus, where I know where I'm heading, I know where I'm going, I know, and set up my day with the intention of how I want to feel. So I will do my meditation or visualization and then go into my journaling. So if you can start to develop this as a daily practice, and you know, there are loads of different ways you can do journaling. I'm just giving you a template to help get you started, and one that's actually pretty powerful and has quite a good range of questions in there. So number one, what is it that you want? Write those things down. Remind yourself of it daily. And that's like the become obsessed part. Every single day, write those things down. Remind yourself, and remember that you're writing them down as if you've already achieved them, so that you can again tap into the energy to get the vibe of how that feels when you're already living and breathing and have it within your grasp. Number two, the why. Link back to the feelings and the emotions. Why is it important to you? Get the connection with that internal drive and go deeper than just something surface of, I want to look good in my bikini. No, you don't. You want to feel confident. You want to feel proud of yourself. There's so much more going beyond the whole weight loss thing of why people want to lose weight. I always use that as an example, coming from a weight loss background. The three is become obsessed. We've already touched on that. Four, you're writing out, you're acting as if I already had this, how would I be showing up today? Write out as many things as you can to really embody the feeling of what it be to already have that in the here and now. Number five is your aligned action. If you were going to take three things, can be really small things that you could do today that would take you that one step closer to already having that thing. And of course, go and do those things. And then finally, have yourself a good old power mantra or affirmation to help empower you at the times when you feel like, because we all get them in an afternoon. You feel like you start to dip, or you need that little bit of an oomph. You cannot beat a power mantra. So on that note, I have kept it in under 30 minutes. So this is rewriting your future, a daily practice, a daily habit. I really hope that you not only enjoyed that, but you're going to freaking start doing it, because that is the important thing. None of this, it don't mean shit if you don't actually do it. When you start to do it, it is incredibly, incredibly powerful, and I can't reiterate that enough, because it has literally changed my life. I know the coaching clients that I work with, transformed for them, and I really can't bang on about it enough. And I think the world would be a much better place if everybody just got a handle on their own emotions and shit and started to put things down onto paper. Truly, truly powerful tool. So unless I'll check in to see if there's got any questions. If you have any questions about any of that, just pop them in. And just a reminder, of course, this is the tip of the iceberg of what I teach within my coaching programs. I'm super, super excited to be kicking off the next group. I freaking love this work, and there is so much more to this that can be developed. Hey Stacey, you've just come in right at the very end. I'm signing out. You're gonna have to go back out and go back to the beginning. But I'll see you at Fit Camp next week anyway. So yeah, if you are interested, if this has even piqued your interest in the slightest, and you're like, I need some more of this in my life, drop me a message. We can just talk about it. There's like no pressure. I'm not all hard salesy, but I am freaking passionate about this, because I know the change that it happens. I see it, literally the change in people. I'm going to be sharing some of my existing client stories, because they're pretty powerful. And yeah, I do bang on about this stuff, but I freaking love it because it's important, really important. So I'm going to leave you there. There's no questions popping up. Can't see anything coming through. Of course, I'm going to share this over into the free group. So if you do have any more personal questions that you want to ask, we can carry on the conversation over there. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. It is super, super important, because it helps more people to see it. And then we're coming in tomorrow for the final of this 3-part series, and that is on what to do when the shit shows up. So how to overcome the blocks, the fears, the barriers, because anytime you attempt to level yourself up, they do come into play, and it's not always going to be easy breezy, but with the power of this work, you can face those blocks and struggles and be able to continue beyond, because you don't fail in any of this unless you quit, unless you stop trying. So that is what this is always being able to overcome those blocks and those fears to achieve even more greatness on the other side, because you are a powerful badass, and you absolutely deserve and are able to have the things that you dream of in your life. So love you all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Comment though, let me know what you think, let me know what came up for you. I love interacting with you guys, and it's been awesome.